live within the podcast. There you go.
What's going on? Oops. Hold on. Let's do a little bit of movement here. Hey, there you go. It's like Hollywood Squares or something there. All right. Welcome to the College Football Gridiron Report here on North Florida Sports Talk and Network. I am Marty Pallman. He's Corey Davis. As we take a look back at week 2, which wasn't quite as interesting as week 1 in college football, but we do have a big week coming up this week. So, and a lot of interesting things to talk about. Not far down the road here from where we are in Stark here at Beef O'Brady's. We're last start. Of course, things going on in Gainesville this week. We'll get into that a little bit. Next week, I hope to have Kevin Brockway from the Gainesville Sun here. He'll talk more about what's going on with Billy Napier, the Gators. Of course, that'll be after the LSU game, so we'll see.
Will we see a firenapier.com?
Well, I think it's already out there, or at least the domain is there. But
probably was out there last year.
Yeah, I heard it was. It's like they had the Fire Ron Zook one. They had the Fire Will Muschamp. Yeah, so of course we're coming back with that as well. But again, we want to thank Beef O'Brady's 40 years of beefs or game time meets family time since 1985 here in Stark. Again, they have their triple meal deals where you can get a starter meal and fries and a fountain drink or iced tea beginning at $10.99. And also Angus cheeseburger and fries, crispy chicken sandwich, all those other things as well. And, of course, they also have specials every night. Tonight it's wing, Wednesday, 99 cents traditional or BOGO-free boneless. $12.99 steakout Thursdays, ribeye steak sandwich, Philly plus cheesesteak, cowboy steak salad. $11.49 fish and chips Friday, $11.99 cheeseburger and wings Saturday, $1.99 kids combo on Sunday, burger Monday, $7.99, and $7.99 ultimate taco Tuesdays. So that's here at Beef O'Brady's. You can see 40 years, good. Celebrating 40 years of beefs. All right, so we will start by looking back at last week, and this actually, you put it on here. This might have been the game of the week. It was a really good ball game as it turned out between Michigan State and Boston College. Michigan State, Aiden Childs, a 3-yard touchdown run. Then they throw a 2-point pass. They stop Boston College. Actually, it stopped Boston College on their 2, and Michigan State goes to 2-0 with a win over BC.
Yeah, it took me a minute to find that game because it was on NBC, and I totally forgot what channel that game was on. But, man, I did watch – I think I watched both overtimes. Man, big win for the Spartans. Their quarterback's pretty young, too. I think he's only like 18, maybe 19 years old.
Aiden Childs.
Yeah, and he was impressive.
Yeah, Michigan State. I mean, and the Big Ten is loaded. So, I mean, obviously, when they get into Big Ten play, we'll have to see. But, yeah, that's a good win for them against Boston College. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, this is a game Vanderbilt fell behind, I think, 10-0, or they were down early in this game. And then they took a 23-20 lead and then just blew out Virginia Tech in Blacksburg.
Yeah, did not see that one. I mean, I watched the game, but I
thought Vanderbilt would win that game.
I didn't think it would be like a blowout like that. I was shocked. I had already turned the channel when they started, when they had the 21-0 run, and man, what a win by the Commodores.
Yeah, I tell you, they're good. Vanderbilt's good. I mean, we saw it last year where they beat Alabama when they nearly beat Texas. They're pretty good. Clark Lee's got that program going in the right direction there, but they go to 2-0. SEC opener. I don't know if they have their SEC opener this week. We got Georgia, Tennessee. That's one game. We're going to have Florida and LSU. Vanderbilt, South Carolina. So that's a big matchup.
Yeah.
South Carolina actually, they beat South Carolina State. That game was delayed for weather. There were a few games that were delayed a while. Georgia, Austin P, lightning delay. Clemson and Troy.
That was actually one of the last games to finish because
it started like 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, they resumed the game.
Oh, they started. Oh, they didn't start.
Yeah, it didn't end close to midnight.
Yeah, it was pretty close. But
I tried to flip over to SEC Network thinking they would be showing the game, and they didn't show the game. They were showing SEC Now at that point.
Yeah, I think they'd had enough of games by that time. But quite a few games had lightning delays. Georgia Tech, Gardner-Webb did. Yeah, so there are a lot of games. I actually was surprised Florida.
Right.
Florida and South Florida did because there was a storm right on the edge of games. Never caused a lightning delay. It did cause the broadcast, though, if you noticed, it said limited coverage. They actually had to take their camera people off because of the lightning. Some of the ones that were like higher up in the stadium. So All right, here's a game we talked about, the border war rivalry. And Missouri falls behind 21-6 in the first quarter to Kansas, but they come back.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
They're in total control of the game. And lo and behold, Missouri was a great comeback.
So Missouri 2-0. They win the battle drum in the border war rivalry. And that, by the way, first time they played in 14 years, but they have played 120 times. And Missouri leads at 57-54-9. So that game used to be played at Arrowhead Stadium every year in Kansas City, but this year it was played out in Missouri.
Hopefully they continue this rivalry. We don't have to wait another 14 years for another.
They don't like each other, those fans.
Yeah. They don't. They definitely don't like each other.
You don't think about it so much being here in the South, but Missouri, Kansas is a big rivalry there in the kind of in the middle of the country.
I don't remember who the celebrity was, but he was on with Marty and McGee, and they were riding in a convertible car, and the guy had a T-shirt, had a map of Kansas, and it said, "We hate them." I mean, that's just how it is. They hate each other.
I think I've seen those too, but some of the folks in Kansas City, because it's Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
For the border. Some folks in Missouri will say the real Kansas City. They're talking about the Chiefs. But all right. So Syracuse, they were down 20-6 going to the fourth to UConn. Did not look good. But they were able to come back, force overtime, and get a win over UConn 27-20. So the Orange, even their record at 1-1, didn't look good for a while.
We both picked Syracuse to win this game. And when they got down 20-6 in the fourth quarter, I'm like, well, this isn't hell for us.
They did.
Yeah,
we had a pretty good. We'll talk about that. I know we both had a pretty good week in college picks, but because a lot of these close games actually went our way this week, unlike the following week or week before. Speaking of that, Ole Miss, who lost at home to Kentucky last year, they struggled again with Kentucky on the road, but they do get the win 30-23 to the Rebels. First SEC game of the season, and Ole Miss goes to 1-0 with a win at Kentucky. Kentucky played pretty hard, though, in that game.
Compared to last week where they played Toledo, and they really couldn't score until the fourth quarter. It was like a baseball game.
Ole Miss and Arkansas this week. That'll be fun. Saturday night, ESPN. Both teams 2-0 there as well. But Ole Miss goes to 2-0, Kentucky 1-1. Meanwhile, again, I needed to have this explained to you. NC State beat Virginia. We said last week, hey, first ACC game. No, not so fast, my friend. This was a non-conference game.
Right.
So it makes no sense because they're in the same conference.
And apparently this is a robber game. I think they call this like the Texas.
Virginia and UNC have that too, right? Yeah.
And it was a way, it was a way to continue to play the robber game, but without it counting in the conference. You only get conference games. I think 8 conference.
It's like 16 teams.
And so rather than playing cupcake, this has been happening.
It has. I just think just make it a conference game. I mean, if you're gonna play each other,
you can't because everybody wouldn't have another.
But I mean, they didn't do that. The SEC had one conference game last week. I mean, you could just do that. I mean, I don't know. I think I know.
But then every other conference team would have to play another conference game.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying there. But NC State. So anyway, they win 35-31 because they picked Virginia off in the end zone. This was a really on the red zone. Well,
it actually wasn't the end zone.
Yeah,
passed in the end zone.
Wolfpack hold on. They're they've had 2 really close games with East Carolina and Virginia, and they've won both at home. So they're off to a 2-0 start as well. The Cy-Hawk Trophy, once again, goes to the Iowa State Cyclones in a defensive battle because who else would it be with Iowa playing in it? 16-13.
Yeah, Iowa's offense is terrible.
Better this year with a new coordinator. So far, we haven't seen it, but Iowa State, that was an exciting game. I love that name, the Cy-Hawk Trophy. I like the Cy Young Award, but
it's pretty cool trophy. I actually saw it Saturday when they were playing.
Yeah, that was and that's always
a lot of these Big Ten teams really cool trophies.
Yeah,
I remember one of them. I don't remember the teams that play, but it's like a big hall. It's a fat hall.
I think that's Minnesota and Wisconsin. No, they play for the Axe. Minnesota, Michigan, maybe Florida Rosedale or something.
No, Minnesota, Michigan.
The Bourbon Barrel.
The Bourbon
All right,
Barrel.
who is it? Minnesota. I thought it was Minnesota and somebody. I know what you're talking about. I think they call it the Floyd of Rosedale.
Yeah,
but
it might be Michigan State and Iowa or something like that, or some. Yeah, it's one of those.
I'm gonna look it up now because I want to.
Well, meanwhile, while you're looking that up, great game we had with Baylor and SMU. Yeah, two in-state rival.
It's
playing each
Iowa
other.
and Iowa.
SMU misses.
That's right.
Iowa, Minnesota. Okay. SMU misses the field goal in overtime. Baylor gets a touchdown on their possession to win the game 48-45 in overtime. Both of those teams are
a big win for Baylor after they lose at home to Auburn week 1. They were able to come back and get an exciting win. SMU at home, but they dropped to 1-1. SMU was ranked, Baylor was not, but Baylor gets a touchdown in OT after SMU misses the field goal, and that's it. Baylor wins it, as you mentioned. So big win between two Texas teams there goes to the Baylor Bears. This was the game of the week, pretty much. The only game really involving two ranked teams. This is where College Game Day was, ESPN College Game Day was. Oklahoma, though, big win for them. They go to 2-0. Big win for them. 24-13. Michigan goes to 1-1. Michigan really kind of. Right now, they don't seem to be doing a whole lot with Bryce Young. They're kind of making sure they kind of work him in. But who was it? Latier, the quarterback for Oklahoma. He's impressed. Looked good the other night.
Yeah, I was impressed with the Sooners. I mean, they were able to get the job done. And offensively, they went up and down the field and kept Michigan's offense off the field.
Yeah,
Michigan was not impressive to me, and it's too early to say if this. I mean, I put a big statement win, but when you have game day come to your campus, that is a big win.
Oklahoma was ranked 19th, Michigan 14th coming in, so that's a good win for them at home for the Sooners.
The next two games. Scorned about. I know. You're scorned about. I know.
Well, yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about those games. First of all, Arizona State and Mississippi State. So Mississippi State, well, then they lead like 17-0 in this game. Arizona State comes back, ties it. A minute to go, they get down inside the 5. First and goal. 3 straight run plays to the 1. They decide to kick the field goal. There's only like 45 seconds left, I think. 20-17. Of course, he should have scored a touchdown there. He didn't. Well, what happens to Mississippi State on the next drive on the third play? There was like a 60-yard touchdown on the middle of the field on a post. So Mississippi State, how about that? Big win for them over number 12 Arizona State. That's a big win for Jeff Lebby and the Bulldogs after the year they had last year. They're 2-0, and they send Arizona State back home with a loss.
Big win for the Bulldogs there. The cowbells were rocking. The stadium was rocking.
You're right. You said it last week. It's a tough place to play. Especially when Mississippi State is good. When they're not,
right.
Anything can happen. But
Well, I mean, Florida's been there before, and they struggled. I think they might have lost.
Yeah, the only year I can remember them winning there was when Dan Mullen was coaching Mississippi State, and Tebow went in there, and even that game was like pretty close still the fourth quarter. But yeah, they haven't had a lot of. Actually, they beat Mississippi State last year, but Mississippi State was not good last year. They were 2-10. So Mississippi State gets the win. All right, now we got to talk about this game. So South Florida Bulls come into Gainesville and go out with an 18-16 win. Backed up to their own 13. They take advantage of pass interference. Gator player ejected for spitting at a USF player. Move downfield instead of a walk-off field goal.
30 yards. 30 yards without having to run a play. Now I get the pass interference because it was good coverage. To me, it was
okay. Let's
to me it was kind of questionable.
Keep in mind, Florida had 2 touchdowns called back too. Correct. And one of them I thought was a terrible call.
It still come down to this. You're right. You don't let a team. Now, granted, they gave up 30 yards. You don't allow a team to drive 87 yards. 87 yards and get in field goal range.
That is ranked 13th, 12th, whatever you are, and you play in the SEC. Yeah, you should find a way to win that game. I agree. And it was anything that could go wrong seemed like it did go wrong in this game, but it wasn't just that. It was just so many things that looked. They look out of sorts. The Gators under Billy Napier never look organized. It looks like everything's thrown together. And the other thing is, this has been getting a lot of play. What's going on with DJ Lagway? What's going on? He is he's struggling. And I think what we're going to find out is, I said it last week, he's not healthy. I don't think he's 100% at all. And they're still playing him. And already I hear in Gainesville this week, of course, living there, the fans are already turning off on him, which is so funny. They want Tramel Jones in.
No,
I mean, he's really good at man. He's really
not
good
with the schedules they're getting ready to play.
LSU this week, Miami next week.
If they were playing maybe a cupcake this week, maybe you rest.
No, I think
DJ, you
they
put
wanted to
Tramel
see
back
Tramel in
there.
this game, and
Yeah.
Billy Napier doesn't want to put him in because it's a close game. I mean, it is, but I don't know. There were so many things we could talk about. They ran the ball really well earlier with Jaden Ball, then they stopped using him. But I mean, in the end, it's just he's got to win games. I mean, the guy's 20-20 in his first 40 games. I mean, talk about mediocre. That is the definition of mediocrity. 500.
Ron
Ron
Zook,
Zook was
must
better.
champ.
Ron Zook won some games,
Yeah.
big games actually at times, but I don't think Napier's won. Maybe that first game against Utah, his first year, maybe the biggest win he's had. They beat Tennessee a couple years ago, but other than that, Ole Miss last year probably or LSU, those two were good.
Well, if he doesn't win those 4 or 5 in a row
He's not
last
there.
year to end the season? He's probably not there. I mean, he's
And I
probably
think
on the red eye last night.
I think the
and on other
fans
night.
too looked at last year and thought they were going to carry it over to this year. It doesn't always happen like that, but still a long way to go in the season. It is going to be tough going to LSU the next 3 weeks at LSU, at Miami, Texas home after a bye, and then at Texas A&M next 4 games. And then you get a little bit of a break, although you don't get a break because Mississippi State now either, because they're looking pretty good. So, this is a team that's going to have to turn it around, and it's going to be a long season. But they have a chance to do it this week at LSU. And we'll talk about that game later on as well. The Fighting Illini, ranked number 12. And they close game with Duke for a while at 28-19 in the fourth. Illinois pulls away to win 45-19 at Duke. So,
I was watching that game earlier too. That was one of like the noon games, I think, on might have been ACC Network, or I don't have Big Ten, so it wasn't on Big Ten, but it was one of those. And all of a sudden, Illinois exploded. I mean, Duke just couldn't stop it. It was mainly the passing.
You're looking for a team that is it Ohio State or Penn State that may have a chance. Oregon, it's Illinois. Illinois is pretty good, I think.
They're projected to be last year's Indiana.
Now their schedule is about the same too.
What about this next one? This one was pretty shocking all day. And I saw highlights of how it went down. And
I'm starting to think that when we talked about our predictions early in the season, I think did I take Clemson to win the ACC? You had both had Clemson, didn't we? I mean, they still might win the ACC.
No, I think
they're not playing well either. Both teams are struggling, but Clemson, loses at home to LSU.
But at least has some usually losing
Baylor. That's true. Well, here's the thing. I think Clemson probably had a little bit of a leftover from LSU, but they were down 16-3 at halftime. Clemson able to outscore Troy 24-0 the second half to win 27-16. Again, this game was delayed for a while by lightning, by weather, but in the end, Clemson able to get the win to even the record at 1-1. And where are they going Saturday? Georgia Tech. That's going to be an interesting game.
And this might have been a trap game because you're coming off the tough loss to LSU, and then you got Georgia Tech coming this week. So
it was 2-0. You're right.
Maybe they were caught looking ahead.
It could have been, but we'll see this week. That's a noon game, by the way. Clemson and Georgia Tech. That'll be an early one on Saturday, which means I'll be up earlier than usual. Saturday, ESPN. Last week I didn't worry about it as much. The noon games weren't very good, but they had just time to check out 3:30 as well. Other scores of note: Auburn goes to 2-0. No problem with the Ball State Eagles, 42-3 out of Muncie, Indiana. Alabama took out their frustration on Louisiana Monroe, 73-0 after losing to Florida State week 1. No problem for the Tide. I don't think that made anybody happy, though.
I believe they set all kinds of school records in that game, too.
Well, Caleb DeBoer probably wanted to do that, but I don't know if the fans probably care about that, honestly, beating Louisiana Monroe.
And the funny thing, people were actually talking about UL Monroe potentially pulling the upset. I'm like, come on, really?
Well, it was a statement win, like Missouri against Central Arkansas or whatever. Tennessee, man. The poor ETSU Bucks, 72-17. Tennessee beats their in-state rival, who they probably never play.
Yeah, probably will never play again.
72-17 in Knoxville for the Vols. They're 2-0 after their week 1 win against Syracuse. Schedule's going to go up a little bit for them. They got the Bulldogs coming in of Georgia on Saturday coming into Knoxville. That's the 3:30 ABC game. We got a couple big SEC games already this weekend. Texas A&M, they're 2-0. We thought this might be a tough game. And
it actually was. It wasn't until late in the game where Texas A&M pulled away, but Utah State, to their credit, I mean, gave them a ball game for 3 quarters.
Yeah, they did. And in the end, Texas A&M wins at 44-22. So they go to 2-0. But as you said, they'll beat Notre Dame this week, this Saturday night. So that's a big one. Notre Dame trying to come back from the Miami loss will have their home opener. That's the NBC 7:30 game on Saturday. So that'll be interesting. Notre Dame won at A&M last year, and that propelled them on their way to the playoff and the national championship game. So we'll see if they can come back from that. Texas, they rebound with a 38-7 win over San Jose State after the loss to Ohio State week 1. Not sure what we learned from that. But Texas now 1-1, and they will get UTEP this week, so that's not going to tell us much either. So the schedule will get tougher for them in a few weeks, but they get UTEP this week. This score surprised me a little bit. LSU, I think it was 17-0, 10-0 for a long time. They beat Louisiana Tech 23-7. Louisiana Tech isn't terrible. But, I mean, LSU, honestly, the first 2 weeks hasn't looked great offensively. Beat Clemson 17-10. So this is why I think Florida has a chance going in there. Although the problem is it's nighttime at Death Valley this week. But LSU gets that win on Saturday night.
This is definitely a struggle win for the Tigers. But also, again, you're playing an in-state quote-unquote rival because I don't think they play much at all.
Yeah.
But you're coming off the Clemson win, and then you got Florida the next week. So it could be another trap game, potentially looking ahead to Florida.
Yeah.
Also, we had South Carolina.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a lightning delay game that took forever. Beat South Carolina State 38-10. Georgia beat Austin Peay 28-6.
Yeah, that Georgia game was delayed like 2.5 hours by lightning, and Georgia was not that impressive, honestly. So we'll find out this week. Again, they're going to Tennessee, but they actually got passed this week in the rankings. I think they got passed by Miami, and I forget the other team, but the 2 teams passed them up in the rankings. You mentioned South Carolina. That was a delayed game as well. That game went really late over South Carolina State. Miami, no problem. Again, this was such a bad week. Top 5, top 10 teams did not play anybody this week, really. But Miami 45.
Well, Oregon tried.
Yeah, we'll talk about that now. Miami won 45-3 over Bethune-Cookman, so they're 2-0 after beating Notre Dame. Yeah, Oregon's schedule is Oklahoma State, and in the past you'd say, "Oh, that's a nice game." Well, Oklahoma State right now, not so much. 69-3.
Wasn't their coach crying earlier in the week?
Mike Gundy. Okay, here's what happened. Mike Gundy earlier in the week made the comment that Oregon has done a really good job of buying players, basically paying for players. And Dan Lanning responded with, "Yes, we pay to win." But and you know what? It's kind of a crappy sentiment, but it's true. I mean, you can go out and buy players.
That's the state of college football right now.
Now, Mike Gundy doesn't do it, and look what's happening to Oklahoma State. They're terrible right now. But I think Dan Lanning wanted to run it up, and he did. 69-3. And that was the CBS game, wasn't it? 3:36 Saturday. Yeah, because the Big Ten.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Tough one for CBS. What game do they have this week? USC Purdue. Purdue's not very good usually.
Well, they're 2-0.
It's weird though, still seeing Big Ten games on CBS and then USC in the Big Ten. But so Ohio State, number 1 Buckeyes, no problem with Grambling State after beating Texas. They beat the state of Grambling 70-0, no problem. Yeah. And Penn State, number 2 or 3 Nittany Lions, shut out FIU 34-0 as well. Things don't get much better or harder for Penn State. Got Villanova this week in their non-conference, and I think Ohio State's got Ohio. So yeah,
look at Bacon Bits.
Bacon Bits. We talked to Coach Gibson last week. He's an Arkansas guy, the Interlochen head coach, Eric Gibson, and first ever meeting between them and Arkansas State, their in-state rival. And no problem, 56-14 for the Hogs.
They were impressive. I saw parts of that game, and Arkansas can score.
Yeah, and they're going to be at Ole Miss this week, so we'll see. That's going to be a good game Saturday night. Both teams 2-0, Ole Miss 1-0 in SEC play. And then finally, Georgia Tech, and I don't know, again, what you learned from this game. They rolled Gardner-Webb 59-12. Haynes King didn't play in this game. He got hurt in the Colorado game. They kept him out. He'll be back for Clemson. But they put up 59 points on the running Bulldogs of Gardner-Webb, and that was another delayed game by weather for a while in Atlanta. So Georgia Tech and Clemson will play Saturday That is not. I thought it was at Mercedes-Benz. It's actually at Bobby Dodd Stadium. It's at Georgia Tech. Last time those two teams played, they played at Falcons Stadium, Mercedes-Benz. But all right, before we go to the schedule, let's Corey tell us about Beef O'Brady's.
Oh, well, they got all kinds of specials. On Monday, it's Burger Monday, $7.99. Tuesday, Ultimate Tacos. Get 2 tacos and chips and salsa for $8. Wednesday, which is today, you got 99-cent wings. You also got traditional. And you also got a BOGO. Buy one, get one free, or buy 6, get 6 free. On Thursday, they call Stakeout Thursdays. Ribeye, steak sandwich, or Philly cheesesteak. Or a Cowboy steak salad for $13. And on Friday, fish and chips for $11.50. Saturday, cheeseburger and wings for $12. And on Sunday, kids eat for $2, which includes a meal, a drink, and a treat.
All right. So 40 years of Beef O'Brady's. Again, we thank them for allowing us to do our shows here. Again, we're here 8 to 9 every Wednesday night as we bring you our high school football report. We had a busy night tonight, and then our college football report from 9 to 10. We'll have that every week for you as well here at Beef O'Brady's and Start for now. And we're going to bring this to you through at least through football season until December. So we'll be here for a few weeks as well. But we thank Beef O'Brady's. You know, Corey and I started this literally a month ago. We sat down one day and it's like, hey, we want to do a show. And 3 days later, we were here at Beef's and they were like, okay, fine. So it's kind of halfway in between where Corey and I live. Corey lives in Orange Park and Gainesville, so it works out. But thanks. Good food here too.
Yeah.
Not a good night for you. Sorry.
I saw the score. Hey, but it can't get any worse than last night. A 2-2 game, and they give up 9 runs in the 1 inning.
I watched that, and it was bad. The Yankees, they fell apart in that 1 inning. They're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to win that AL East at this point. But they'll see. Toronto's still up there. But baseball, we don't. As much as I like talking about baseball, we don't talk about that here. We talk about college football. So let's look ahead to the week 3. We'll have our picks coming up as well a little bit later. Let's see some of our games. Oh, yeah, we got a good schedule here of games that Corey put together. So we'll talk about that as well. All right, we got a Thursday night game. Is this an ACC game or not?
It is. It is.
Okay. So NC State, Wake Forest, both teams are 2-0.
To my knowledge, that was the only non-ACC game this year.
Virginia, NC State. Gotcha. So those two will play tomorrow night, Thursday night at Wake. So that'll be an interesting ball game between 2-0 teams. Wake Forest may be a little bit better. They struggled last year. But Friday night, Colorado, I don't know who they beat. They lost to Georgia Tech week 1. They came back and won last week. I don't know who they beat.
That's a Big 12 game, isn't it now? I think.
You're right, at Houston. Yeah. Houston 2-0, Colorado 1.
So the next game, I think.
Yeah. So that's Friday night. Colorado likes playing on Friday, I guess. This will be their second game on Friday at Houston.
Nobody cares about high school football in Colorado.
I'll tell that to the Chiefs and the Chargers last week. Why were they playing on Friday? The NFL should not play on Friday night, but they have every other day of the week.
Well, they were in Brazil though.
That was what it was. It was in Brazil, but all right, Kansas State, boy, 1-2. They lost to Army.
Yeah.
What is going on there after losing to Iowa State week 1, and they barely won their game week 2. They're struggling, and they got to go to 2-0 Arizona. That's a Big 12 game as well.
Yeah.
That's Friday night, and then UCLA, tough start for them, 0-2. They will host the 1-1 Lobos of New Mexico.
UCLA's coach is a former NFL player. The name escaped me, but he's definitely on the hot seat right now. I know things are not.
On him in too. Huh? I thought they just hired him.
I know he was there last year.
Yeah, he played there in the 90s or early 2000s. Yeah, he was a really good player. Played in the NFL.
You don't go 0-2 at UCLA, especially if USC is having a really good year.
He played.
They're 2-0.
He played in the NFL for a while with the Panthers and the 49ers. Yeah, so he
kind of a weird guy too.
Yeah, actually, it's the second year. He was 5-7 last year. You're right. Losing season there, so they got to get it going. But we'll see if they can. And by the way, he had been the running backs coach there for 7 years previously, so he's been at UCLA a while there. So, all right, next is that's Friday's games. Now Saturday, we go to Saturday. We'll start at noon. Oregon 2-0 at Northwestern 1-1. That's another Big Ten game, noon on Fox. I think Northwestern's new stadium is being opened. So, or do they not have it yet? It might even be open. I'll go look
I don't know.
that game.
I remember them playing most of their important games at the Cubs Stadium.
They will play Wrigley Field sometimes.
Yeah.
They played Notre Dame there once, I know. But
Yeah.
okay, Clemson at Georgia Tech. That'll be at noon on ESPN. Clemson 1-1. Georgia Tech 2-0, not ranked yet, which is a little
A non-ACC game.
No, that's an ACC game, most definitely. Surprised Tech isn't ranked yet, but then again, they beat Gardner Webb, Colorado.
Right.
This will be their first really big test, I guess you could
If
say.
they win that game, they'll probably be ranked.
Yeah, that's the noon ESPN game. This is an interesting game. Noon on ABC. Alabama hosts Wisconsin, and Alabama's a big favorite in this game. Wisconsin's 2-0, but I don't think they've beaten any.
They better win that game.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think
He's definitely going to be on the hot seat.
Wisconsin not getting a lot of love there either. But and then again, their schedule hasn't been that great start. But that is the new ABC game on Saturday. 12:45 SEC Network. Auburn is another Alabama state rival. They'll take on the South Alabama Jaguars, who are 1-1. That's a 12:45 kickoff. Auburn trying to go to 3-0, and they probably will. And the 3:30 ABC game, big one, Georgia and Tennessee in Knoxville. Georgia's owned this rivalry as of late. This game, though, in Knoxville, Tennessee has looked good the first 2 weeks. In fact, they scored 45, they scored 72, like 118 points in 2 games. So this will be, though, again, more of a test than Syracuse and ETSU.
Well, and I can't get over the fact that for so many years, 30 years, we had divisions. So Georgia, Tennessee, one time it was Florida, Georgia that were side the East,
right?
But lately it's been Georgia, Tennessee, and now it's another SEC game.
No, well, it's like Florida, Tennessee became when they got the divisions too. And they still play every year, but you're right. Florida, Georgia still plays every year, but that's 3:30 ABC on Saturday. USC Purdue, we mentioned the 3:30 CBS game. Both teams are 2-0. USC took care of Georgia Southern last week in the Clay Helton Bowl.
Yeah,
he returned to USC. Purdue struggled last year. We'll see if they're any better. This will be their first big test.
Backyard brawl.
This game we still have, which is good. Pitt 2-0 and West Virginia 1-1. That'll be 3:30 on ESPN. West Virginia lost, I believe, to Ohio last week.
Mm-hmm.
I know they lost. Somebody I'm surprised about. But Pitt's off to a 2-0 start. I went to the Mayo Bowl a couple years ago in West Virginia, played North Carolina with one of our friends, Philip, who was a West Virginia fan. And I learned some chants. And one of them has to do with Pitt and rhymes with Pitt. I can't say it right now. But
it's legit.
No, that's not what they're saying. I'll just say that later. It made me laugh. I have never heard
armpit.
Yeah, no. It has something to do with other stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Pit.
Eat.
Pit.
Okay.
Anyway, but they do it into the Sweet Caroline song.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Pitt and West Virginia. That is a fun game. The backyard brawl. Texas UTEP 4:15 on the SEC Network. Texas 101, UTEP 0-1. Hey, how about this game now? USF now in the rankings, 2-0, beat Boise in Florida at Miami, who's number 5, 4:30 on CW. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it's because of the ACC thing. But yeah, I mean,
can USF do it?
USF is having a really good year so far.
They beat 3 ranked teams in a row.
And their game is on CW. I mean,
I know.
That's just terrible.
That should be, well, the SEC game's on ABC. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the ACC network at least, but yeah, that's an interesting.
It seems like it'll be on ESPN too.
That's true.
I don't see an ESPN 2 game at that time.
USF. Well, in fact, that's probably on our picks. We'll talk about that too. 2-2-0 teams as well. Arkansas and Ole Miss. Arkansas's SEC opener. Ole Miss 1-0 in the conference. That'll be the 7:00 ESPN game. Florida at LSU. That'll be 7:30 ABC Saturday night, following that Georgia-Tennessee game. Gators 1-1. The Tigers 2-0. 7:30 NBC, as we said, Texas A&M 2-0, and Notre Dame 0-1. Notre Dame's got to win this game, I would say, already in the season after the loss to Miami.
Yeah, big game for the Irish.
Yeah, big game.
And they've had a week off, too, so they've really had 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
Yeah, they did have a week off. You're right. They played on Sunday night, against Miami. So they'll have that'll be the 7:30 NBC game Saturday night. Another SEC opener Saturday, Vanderbilt and South Carolina. Vanderbilt, both teams are 2-0. That'll be the game at 7:45 on SEC Network. This will be a good one as well. Got banners going behind us. All right, 8 o'clock CBS
Sports
Sports
Network.
Network. 2-0 Utah, 2-0 Wyoming. I don't know much about that game, honestly.
Is that that's
Utah?
not a Big 12 game. That's a
Yeah,
non-conference.
it's not conference. I guess those teams are rivals. Utah is 2-0. Duke travels to Tulane, 8 o'clock ESPN2. Tulane is 2-0. Duke comes in 1-1 with a loss to Illinois. With the Big Ten after dark, 10:30 on ESPN, except it's ACC and Big Ten.
I'll
Minnesota.
probably watch that game too.
Yeah, it'll be a good ball game. Both teams 2-0. Minnesota and Cal.
Little Minnesota rode the boat.
Yeah, and then ACC after dark. Boston College and Stanford. The Cardinal 0-2. BC 1-1. That'll be the 10:30 start Eastern.
I actually watched.
ACC.
Well, I don't. Did I finish the game? I think I did. Stanford played BYU last week in the 10:30 game, and BYU put it on them.
Well, did you see Michigan State fans were upset the other day because they're going to USC next week, a couple weeks, and they scheduled that for an 11 o'clock kickoff Eastern.
Ooh.
8 o'clock Pacific for TV. So it's 11 o'clock start in East Lansing. People there are not happy with that. But hey, you wanted to play with the the Big Ten with these West Coast teams. I don't know, but either way, it kind of sucks for Michigan State to have to play that late, or fans at least who aren't at the game. All right,
Kind of like playing at LSU at noon. I mean, nobody shows up for the game.
yeah, but that's when you want to play them. You're right, because the crowd usually isn't the same as well. Gators won't have that option this Saturday as they play at 7:30. All right, so time for our picks. Again, I want to thank Beefo Brady's here at Stark for allowing us to be back here in the party room this week for our 4th episode. We had the high school football gridiron report earlier, and now the college football report here on North Florida Sports Talk. I'm Marty Pallman. He's Corey Davis. And now, first, we're going to have our picks, but let's look back at last week's results.
Marty, we had a great week last week. You and I were both 10-2.
Terrible. So that's good.
10-2. So that means you are now 17-12, and I am 19-10. So you still remain 2 games behind me. You were 2 games behind me last week. As you both went miserable 4-8.
I know, that was rough. So yeah, I'm 4 games ahead of you in high school. You're 2 games ahead of me in college. So
Correct.
we're split right now. Okay. All right.
I'm 19-10. You're 17-12.
Why are there only 29 games?
Because the first week we only did 5 games.
Oh, that's right. We did the first week. Forgot about that. So we're doing 12 every other week.
Pretty much it.
All right. We do
All
start.
right, so I went first in high school. You go first.
Thursday night, NC State and Wake Forest. Both teams are 2-0. I actually need to look and see who Wake Forest has played so far. That can't be anything great, but thank you. But either way, I think if I have to pick one, I'm going to take the Kennesaw State and Western Carolina have played 2-0. I'll take NC State. Even on the road, I still like the Wolfpack to win. The 3rd week in a row, I'll pick them. I picked them against East Carolina. I think that's the only game I got right week 1.
Yeah, NC State's been challenged with East Carolina and Virginia. At least they played. East Carolina's a power. Are they a power 4? No, they're a group of 5, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, 2 teams you've heard of. And NC State's playing really well, so I'm going with NC State too.
Yeah, I'll take NC State. Sorry, you had me Phil Steele, and now I'm not going to be able to stop looking.
Right, and I'm getting attacked by a little bug here, so it's fine.
I'm not going to be able to do anything now but read Phil Steele for a while. But all right, Colorado and Houston. Colorado beat Delaware last week. Georgia Tech, they lost to opening week. It was a close game. Houston has beat Stephen F. Austin and Rice. I don't know. Colorado, they've lost so much talent. I think I'm going to take Houston to win that game at home.
I agree. I'm not sold on Colorado just yet. Too many questions. Who's going to replace Travis Hunter?
He's with the Jaguars. I like him.
Right. He's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. The Heisman winner. They also lost Shedeur Sanders. I mean, he's probably be starting for the Browns soon. But you got Houston as well. Okay, we'll move to Saturday. I'm going to talk about this game. Clemson at Georgia Tech, a noon game on Saturday. Corey is wearing what I should be wearing. Yes, see that?
Yeah.
Well, you can't see it right that. You got to hold it up a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
Georgia?
Tech.
Well, something like
Not
that.
Bulldogs. GET. That's right.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am a GT homer, I guess you could say. But I like them to win this game. They're at home. Clemson, to me, hasn't been impressive. Haynes King will be back. They usually give Clemson fits anyway. I'll take Georgia Tech at home to win this game.
Yeah, a lot of people were high on Clemson going in the year. I heard a lot of people pick Clemson to win the ACC, and maybe they do.
We did. Or I did.
But they didn't play really well last week. They struggled, and but then they did come back and win. But
And I don't know if they win this game.
I like Georgia Tech to win this game too.
Yeah, well, you and I are both kind of Georgia Tech homers, as much as we're Gator homers, maybe. But yeah, that's I think that's gonna be a really good ball game. Wisconsin 2-0, Alabama 1-1. I mean, we're back at home, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Tuscaloosa. I got to take Alabama.
Yeah. What's his name? Better win this game, or he's gonna be on the hot seat.
Oh yeah, Caleb DeBoer, he'll get fired. Really, probably if they lose that game. You're right. So you got Alabama.
Yeah, roll tide.
Roll tide. Ooh, this one's gonna be good. Georgia, Tennessee. Well, okay. So Tennessee, again, Georgia's dominated this series mostly recently, but you know what? I haven't been impressed with Georgia the first 2 weeks. They haven't played. Tennessee's only played Syracuse. This is in Knoxville, taking the balls. I think Tennessee wins this game.
I agree with you. Georgia's played Marshall and
Austin P.
Austin P. Not the greatest schedule. Georgia's not really looked, dominating. I mean, they have, but they're playing cupcakes really. Tennessee beat a really good Syracuse team 2 weeks ago. I'm going Tennessee too.
All right, so far we're the same on the first 5 there. It looks like the backyard brawl, Pitt and West Virginia. West Virginia struggling a little bit, lost to Ohio. This is always a really good game though, and it kind of depends on who's at home. I think so. I'm going to take West Virginia to win this game at home against the Pitt Panthers.
And it's hard to trust Pitt because Pitt got off to that great start last year. They were like 7-0, 6-0, and they tanked. I don't think they won a game after that. They may have won their bowl game, but I mean, they were like barely 500.
They won their bowl game. But you're right. They went like 6-0, then 6-6. Yeah. Good point. So you're going to take West Virginia as well, huh?
I want to take Pitt.
Do you? Why?
It's hard to go. Gotta go with the home team.
Yeah, go with the Mountaineers, West Virginia. All right, Arkansas and Ole Miss, both teams 2-0. Well, I tell you, I like the way Ole Miss looks. I know Arkansas's played well, but I'm going to go right now at the home team in this game as well. I think Ole Miss wins in Oxford against the Hogs.
Not so fast.
It's coming.
Bacon. When they can score a lot of points.
They have.
Arkansas State. And I think the week before they played Alabama A&M, but I think this team's got a lot to prove, and it starts Saturday with a win over Ole Miss.
The Arkansas's played Alabama, A&M, and Arkansas State. Yeah. Ole Miss has played Kentucky and Georgia State, but Kentucky at least an SEC game. Yeah. All right, so it's our first difference. Not sure if this is going to be a difference. Florida at LSU Saturday night. As much as I'd like to pick Florida, I don't see it. It's just. After watching that game Saturday against South Florida, again, every game is different. They probably will play better on Saturday night, but they're also stepping up in competition, playing LSU. So Saturday night, Baton Rouge, I'm going to take LSU.
Yeah, the Tiger. This place is going to be rocking.
You didn't do not so fast, my friend. So
it's a late game. They're going to be calling Baton Rouge. Everybody's going to be drunk in this game. If this game was at noon, I might give Florida a chance, but no, LSU's going to win.
All right, Texas A&M at Notre Dame Saturday night. Well, this was a game last year where Notre Dame went into College Station and won. Tough loss for them to Miami, but again, they've already been battle-tested by playing Miami. Texas A&M has played Utah State and I think UTSA. So this is in South Bend. It's a night game. It's their home opener. I'm taking the Irish, Notre Dame, to win this game.
I thought I had you on this one. I'm picking Notre Dame too.
No,
I'm just not sold on the ATM yet.
See, as much as I say I don't like Notre Dame, I kind of like Notre Dame. Like, I really wanted them to beat Miami. Of course, I don't like Miami, but I actually kind of root for Notre Dame at times. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want anybody to hear that. All right, so we actually both took Notre Dame, huh? Maybe this will be a difference. Vanderbilt and South Carolina. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I want the Commodes, the Commodores of Vanderbilt. Give me Vandy on the road. South Carolina, so far didn't look great against Virginia Tech. Vanderbilt just destroyed Virginia Tech. I like Vandy. I know it's in South Carolina. I'm gonna take the Commodores.
I was gonna pick Vandy until you picked Vandy, so I'll pick South Carolina.
Oh, really? Oh, you don't have to. Yeah.
The punt returner, he returned 2 punts last game against South Carolina State. I think that's the first time in school history that someone's ever done
He
that.
took 2 back. He took 1 back against Virginia Tech. Same guy, huh? Wasn't that a punt return? Yeah, it was a punt return.
Yeah, and then against South Carolina State, I think he returned 2.
That's impressive so far. Yeah, I mean, I could see South Carolina winning, but I'm going to go with Vanderbilt. Oh, this is okay. So, do you go out on a limb on this one? South Florida at Miami. As much as I want to pick against Miami, South Florida to me they didn't look great against Florida, but they did enough. They won in Gainesville. But this Miami team, I believe, is a little better. They're better than Florida, I think. It's at home. I'll take the Hurricanes. I don't like doing it, but I'll take Miami. Go ahead.
At some point, the mojo has got to end.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You beat Boise State. You beat Florida. You got lucky against Florida.
And this is the best team to play. They're number 5.
I think Miami wins this game too.
All right, last game, Minnesota and Cal. Both teams 2-0. Good luck. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go to the old book for a minute here, and I want to check out.
Well, I'll tell you why you're doing that. I'll actually go first.
Go ahead.
I really, my ex-wife was from Minnesota, and so I've been following Minnesota
Okay, I was gonna say is that
for a while, and I love what this coach is doing. And anytime you get a chance to row the boat, we're gonna row to victory. Minnesota wins this game.
I can't even find Minnesota in this book. Where are they? Oh, no, that's Purdue. Wow. Okay, somehow I've gone through it. There they are. Buffalo and Northwestern State. Beaten. Meanwhile, Cal has defeated. Others don't know about Stanford. Anyway, sorry. I just want to take a look and see if they played. I should have done this before. Okay, I'm going to take the Cal Bears. They're at home, game on the West Coast. I'll take Cal. I can't find them in this book. But
all right. So we have 3 differences
this just to make it fun. But
so one of us will likely be going 10-2. One of us likely will be.
Can I find the team I want to find in this book? There's so many teams in here. Well, that is our picks. That's going to be a good week of picks, really. But and that will bring us right to the end. There it is, Cal. Finally. Oh, they won at Oregon State and Texas. Yeah, I'll take Cal. That'll be a late Saturday night game. All right. Anyway, we appreciate you watching here tonight from Before Brady's and Stark, 4th episode of the College Football Gridiron Show, College Football Talk, here on North Florida Sports Talk. For Corey Davis, I'm Marty Pallman saying so long. Does it say Corey Davis walk on now?
It does.
All right. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, 8 to 9 for our high school report, 9 to 10 for the college football report. I want to thank Philip Crutchfield as well for his help during the week. I am Marty Pallman. Enjoy football this week. We'll talk to you again next Wednesday from Before Brady's and Stark. Good night. I told him yesterday I wanted to have him on. That's another thing I needed to go over today.